Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel again. This is Cloud Institution, the best cloud training institution in Bangalore. So today we're going to see another interesting video, which is create and attach an additional network interface to an Azure virtual machine. Okay, so what are we going to do today is that we are going to create a new network interface, and we are going to attach that network interface to Azure virtual machine. Okay, so now if you can go back and see what is network interface, as answer. So the network answer though, so the network interface should be like, so the NIC, we used to call it as a NIC, right? So network interface is called as a NIC in Azure, and that enables an Azure virtual machine, which is VM, to communicate with internet, Azure, and on-premises resources. Okay, so if you want to communicate with any kind of resources, you have to be having a minimum of one NIC. So if you're creating a virtual machine, you should be having a minimum of one virtual network interface, which is NIC, that has to be attached by default. Okay, so if you want to attach multiple virtual network interface, then you have to create a virtual network interface, and you should be attaching it. Okay, so in this video we're going to see how are we going to achieve this. Okay, so I'm going to create a virtual machine. Okay, if you don't know about the virtual Microsoft Azure, if you are reaching it for first time, and you can just search for virtual machine here, and then you can click on virtual machines here. Okay, I don't have any other virtual machines which is already running. I go and create a virtual machine. All right. Okay. So the resource group, I don't have any resource group, except that network watcher resource group. But I'm going to create a new resource group which is called cloud. All right. So this will be creating a new resource group, and it's going to be the virtual machine name is going to be cloud institution VM. Okay. That's simply as that. Okay. So I'm not going to give any username password. Rather, I'm going to give SSH public key authentication. Okay, so the username is going to be Azure RM user. All right, so I'm going to create it, review and create. So let's go to the creation page. Okay, so click on create. Okay, so download private key. Okay, it's been downloaded. All right, okay, now it's been creating a virtual machine. Okay, it takes some time, right? So now let's go back to resource group. I'm putting in a new tab. I'm going back to the resource group, whatever we have created, which is a cloud, is the resource groups, and I'm going to resource groups, and there is a resource group called cloud. Just click on that, and now you can see that there is a there is a network interface will be created by now. Okay, so it is still not created. Okay, so now it's created a virtual machine, right? And then the virtual network interface which has been created. Okay, so if you can click on this virtual network interface, it is having the public IP address, private IP address of 10.0.0.4. Okay, that's the default. The private IP addresses has been attached to your instances. All right, so if you can go back and see the resources again, the cloud institution VM, and you can see the same IP addresses has been attached to here as well. Okay, this is a public IP addresses, we don't care it, and let's see the private IP addresses. Okay, now I'm going to show you, I'm going to connect to this VM, and I'm going to show you how this actually is working. Okay, so now it is just validating when I'm trying to connect SSH using Azure CLI. Okay, so basically if I want to tell you that it's pretty slow, and it'll be creating some of the some of the connections methodologies, and if you can do and click on create and connect, it should be connecting. All right, so I'm going to open this virtual machine in a new tab again. So meanwhile it's used to connect it, it's used to configuring all the the prerequisites and everything. So now as you can see here, if you can go for the network. Okay, so network settings, as you can see, so there is a cloud institution VM 660 primary, only one network interface has been assigned. Okay, I'm going to show you in the real time that how are you going to check this network interface in the Linux terminal. Okay, it is just still creating. And as part of this video, we can also try to create another virtual network. Okay, so which is a VNet. If you want to create a virtual network VNet, just type here virtual networks network interface. Okay, so network interface. Okay, I'm just going to give network interfaces. As you can see here, there's a network interfaces available over here. Okay, so now there is only one network interface which has been connected to our existing VM. Right, so the resource group is this one, and then it's been attached to this cloud institution VM. Okay, you can also create the network interface like this. Okay, you can just do a click on create a network interface, but if you want to connect to your existing instances, you can also do another option. Okay, now we have been already connected to these instances. Okay, now I'm going to show you what is this network interface which is already been connected. Okay, so now I'm going to show you here. If you can go back here. Okay, so now just let's go back to IPA. You can see. Okay, so number one is, okay, I'm going to do a little bit up. Okay, sorry guys, it is okay. If you can see here, there is a two interfaces, IPA. If you can give, one is loopback, another one is ETH0. Okay, so these two interfaces are connected. So let's come back to here. So this is the primary interface which has been connected. Okay, you can see the IP address of this machine will be 10.0.0.4, right? So we already seen that. So this is the primary IP config which has been already connected, which is having the IP address of 10.0.0.4. Now what are we going to do is that we are going to attach a network interface. Okay, what is going to be happening is that we're going to be creating a new interface. Okay, so now okay, let's refresh it once again. Okay, so I'm going to attach the network interface. Okay, so this operation cannot be performed on a running virtual machine. So what it's going to say is that I have to stop this virtual machine first in order to attach this network interface, right? So I'm going to stop it now. Okay, now the virtual machine is getting stopped. So it may take a while, probably some 30 seconds of a time. Okay, as you can see the progress here, this is still stopping. Okay, so now let's go back to the network settings again. So meanwhile, let's see if you're able to perform this operation or not. Otherwise, we need to refresh it once again to do this. Okay, so now you can see this one, we cannot still. Okay, so now it's been stopped. Okay, now I'm going to refresh it once again just for a safer side. Okay, so sorry, I'll just click on this one. Okay, network settings. Okay, attach new network interface. Okay, the create and attach new network interface, because we are not created yet. Now let's go back and see the same resource group is cloud, and the name of the network interface is additional NIC. Okay, so that is the additional network interface card which I'm going to attach it, and the subnet is going to be this one. Okay, network security group is going to be basic. The public IP, the public inbound ports. So do you want to enable any kind of a public inbound ports for this particular VNet? I don't want. So private IP address assignments, it automatically will take the private IP. Okay, now I'm going to validating it. So I'm going to create a network interface. Okay, now in a fraction of seconds you can see there is only one primary network interface has been attached. Now after a few seconds you should be seeing like couple of network interfaces will be attached. Okay, now if you can, let's go back and refresh it. Okay, still the progress is still running on the way of attaching the network interface. Okay, it's still attaching. Okay, so meanwhile what we can do is we can go back to the okay, now it's been attached network interface. Let's go back and see this. As you can see, additional NIC is been attached to the VM, right? This is all good, right? So now let's go back to here. Okay, I'm going to start the VM. So and then I'm going to connect to this VM. Okay, so because we already disconnected, so I'm going to connect this VM again, and I'm going to show you that how this VM is been having the multiple network interfaces. Okay, now the VM is getting started. Okay, it is still in the operation of starting the virtual machine. It may take a while. So as you can see here, now it is taking a while because it's still starting the virtual machine. Okay, so let's give a pause and let's see, you know, how much time is it going to take to create the start the virtual machine. Okay, it should be done within a fraction of minutes. Okay, I'm going back here and okay, so it is got created. Okay, it's got connected because the virtual machine is been started. So still the progress is getting started, but the machine is got started, right? So we already seen this how to connect this kind of a virtual machine using Azure CLI. So if you didn't see this one, please go and check out our previous videos, right? So you can see here IPA. So now you see there is a ETS0 and ETS1 has been attached. So you can see here, you know, the network IP address whatever we got is 10.00.5. Yes. Okay, so this is something which we need to be focused on. Like, so previously we had got a network interface which is attached, which is 10.00.4. Now it's been attached to 10.00.5. Alright, so that is how you'll be attaching the network interfaces, and you can also detach network interfaces if you don't want. Okay, so now, okay, if you want to detach it, okay, you can just, so cannot be performed on a running virtual machines. You have to stop the virtual machine and you can just detach the network interfaces. Okay, so if you want to see that ifconfig command, like if you can go back and bin /bash, and you can see ifconfig. Okay, this command is not going to work, and I'm going to give sudo -nettools. So it's going to be installing that ifconfig command. As you can see here, you know, so you can just, if you just do ifconfig command, then it's going to be showing the 3 network interfaces. One is loopback, which is the default one, and another one is the default network interface attached to your virtual machine. Okay, another one is that the new VNet virtual network interface has been attached to your instances. Okay, if you can go ifconfig, now you can see ETS0, ETS1, and then loopback. Okay, so now this is how you should be seeing the network interfaces attached to their instances, virtual machines, right? So thank you so much for watching. Hope this video was really helpful for you. If you really like this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Okay, please call to us on this number if you like to enroll for any courses. Okay, thank you so much for watching.